Create stunning fall candle holders using simple materials that will bring the mystical beauty of the harvest season directly into your home or altar space. Hello, my darlings, and welcome. Today I'm creating beautiful fall leaf candle holders, perfect for celebrating the autumn equinox and bringing that cozy seasonal magic into your home or onto your altar. Let's do some magical crafting. I'm starting with some wonderfully simple materials that you probably already have around your home or that you can find easily. I have a repurposed pasta sauce jar that I've cleaned thoroughly, removing all the labels. I also found a lovely square glass candle holder at a local thrift store for just $1. For the crafting supplies, I'm using regular Mod Podge, which creates that beautiful translucent finish we want, along with a paintbrush for smooth application. The real stars of this project are the Gorge's fabric fall leaves. You could absolutely use paper leaves or real fall leaves if that's what you have available. But I'm drawn to these fabric ones because they're a perfect size for my jars, and they can easily be molded around curves and corners. The colors are perfect too, ranging from warm orange to rich rust and deep brown. Before I start adhering the leaves, I need to flatten them a bit. These fabric leaves have a slight dimensional quality that's lovely, but for this project I want them to lay as flat as possible against the glass surface. I'm using a piece of parchment paper and my iron on a low heat setting to gently press them flat. While I'm doing this preparation work, it feels like the perfect time to talk about Mabon itself. This beautiful Sabbath marks the autumnal equinox, when day and night stand in perfect balance before we begin our descent into the darker half of the year. It's such a profound moment of equilibrium, reminding us that balance is not a static thing, but rather a dynamic dance between opposing forces. Mabon is traditionally a harvest celebration, honoring the abundance that the earth has provided throughout the growing season. Our ancestors understood this as a time of both gratitude and preparation, celebrating what had been gathered while acknowledging the need to preserve and store for the months ahead. Creating projects like this during the Mabon season feels deeply satisfying because we're literally bringing the beauty of the harvest indoors and preserving it in our own way. The symbolism of this time of year speaks to the cycles we all experience in our personal lives. Just as the earth begins to slow down and turn inward, we too can use this energy to reflect on what we've cultivated in our own lives this year. What seeds have you planted in spring that have come to fruition? And what aspects of your spiritual practice have grown and developed? Now that my leaves are nicely flattened, I'm ready to begin the actual crafting. I laid down some parchment paper to protect my work surface because Mod Podge can get a bit messy. And I want to be able to focus entirely on the meditative process of creating rather than worrying about cleanup. I started with a beautiful rust-colored leaf on my square candle holder. I applied a generous coat of Mod Podge to the back of the leaf, making sure to cover it completely, but not so thickly that it became difficult to work with. Then I pressed the leaf gently against the glass, smoothing out any air bubbles. And once the leaf was positioned exactly where I wanted it, I applied another coat of Mod Podge over the top. This is where the real magic happens in terms of technique. Instead of brushing it on smoothly, I'm applying it quite thickly and creating texture with my brush. These intentional brush strokes will create beautiful patterns in the dried Mod Podge that will catch and scatter the light in the most enchanting way. I'm continuing this process with different colored leaves, alternating between the warm orange, the deep rust, and the rich brown. Each leaf I place feels intentional, like I'm creating a story on this glass surface. The beauty of this technique is that no two pieces will ever look exactly the same. Each leaf settles differently. Each brush stroke creates its own unique pattern. We're entering the season of gratitude, and crafting, making art, and working with your hands naturally cultivates thankfulness. The arrival of fall always feels like such a gift to me. After the intense energy of summer, this gentler pace feels deeply satisfying and an invitation to slow down and savor. This is actually the perfect time of year to establish or deepen a gratitude practice if you don't already have one. Gratitude isn't just about positive thinking. It's about genuinely acknowledging the abundance that surrounds us, even in challenging times. When we practice gratitude regularly, we begin to notice opportunities and blessings that might otherwise pass us by. Most people like to use journaling for their gratitude practice. I like to keep mine simple and immediate. I'll give you an example. When I'm washing dishes, I think about how grateful I am to have running water on demand in my home. When I go to the refrigerator to make a meal, I think about how grateful I am to have delicious food. And when I'm folding and putting away laundry, I'm grateful for all my warm, clean clothes. And this does not always have to focus on things. It can be gratitude for friends or special people in your life, gratitude for your talents and abilities. Anything that makes your life better can be included in a gratitude practice. I like to think of gratitude as a form of magic itself. When we focus our attention on what we appreciate, we naturally draw more of those positive experiences into our life. And it's not about denying difficulties or pretending everything is perfect, but rather about training our minds to notice the good that exists alongside whatever challenges we might be facing. I'm continuing to adhere these leaves, but I'm being mindful not to cover the entire surface. I want to leave strategic spaces where the candlelight will be able to shine through the clear glass. These openings will create beautiful patterns of light and shadow when the candles are lit, adding another layer of visual interest to the finished piece. Once your leaves are adhered and the glass coated, comes the hardest part for someone like me who loves instant gratification: the waiting. These pieces need to dry overnight for the Mod Podge to become completely translucent and for the texture to set properly. The next day, I can see the beautiful transformation. The Mod Podge has indeed become translucent, and those textured brush strokes I created have dried into the most wonderful patterns that will catch and reflect the candlelight. The leaves now appear to be suspended in glass, creating depth and richness that's simply stunning. I'm adding candles to each holder, choosing warm ivory tea light candles that will complement the autumn colors. The moment I light them, the entire character of these pieces change. The light filtering through the clear spaces creates dancing patterns on nearby surfaces, while the textured Mod Podge areas create the most enchanting play of light and shadow. I arrange these candles on a wooden tray alongside some natural elements I've gathered, acorns and a few more loose fall leaves, and my kitchen witch spoon wreath. This creates a complete autumn vignette that would be perfect on a mantle, as a dining table centerpiece, or as the focal point of a Mabon altar. The warm glow of the candles brings out all of the rich colors in the leaves and creates such a cozy, inviting atmosphere. Candlelight immediately makes any space feel more sacred and peaceful. These pieces will serve as beautiful reminders through the autumn season of the abundance and beauty that surrounds us. As you celebrate this Mabon season, may your own harvest be abundant in all the ways that matter most to you. May you find moments of perfect balance in your days, and may the gentle light of your own inner wisdom guide you through the beautiful transition into autumn's embrace.